This DVD is on pummeling. If you are a grappler, you know that you have to have pummeling. There are 5 parts to pummeling that this DVD will include. Number 1 will be head, 2 will be neck, 3 will be chest, 4 will be bicep, and 5 will be the wrist. All of these are used to get inside control. Shooting stance or staggered stance is 1 leg forward, 1 leg back when you're going to drop. So your level will drop. If I was to drive a screw through my back, it should go straight through my knee, straight through my foot. So I'm not straight legged, I'm bending here. So it'd be just like I'm just going to bend down and tie my shoe, okay, like that. So his defensive stance would be more like this, sometimes here and here, okay, or square stance. So you have staggered stance versus square stance. Okay. Obviously, for fighting, you don't want to fight like this. So you're always fighting more from here, but you want to be able to bend. This hand is your fending off hand, and also for shooting. This hand also is for the same, but this hand is more for shooting. You need this arm. If you're really tired, you really want to rest your weight on your hand here, not on this one, because this hand's the one that's going to stop. And I want to be stopping or attacking with this. This one is the same. But what I don't want to do is rest this one. I want to rest my rear one. With head pummeling, what we're going to do is start out with 3 parts. Number 1 will be called level drop. Level drop is anytime I'm going to go to shoot, he'll drop his level. Okay. The head is going to stop. There are 4 parts to him stopping me from shooting. Number 1 is his hand. Number 2 is his forearm. Number 3 is his head. This is the biggest portion. Number 4 would be the hips. Okay. So the key here, when we're doing this, is to use the head. Now, if he's got me backed up against the fence, for him to have control, he's got to have his head in here. I cannot take him down from here unless I move his head. Vice versa. If I'm on the fence and he's trying to take me down, and I've got my head here to take me down, he's got to get past my head. So, in a few instances, if he goes to shoot, I can shuck his head off like that. Again, I can move his head so I can get in and take his back. Okay. I stop him by dropping my head or my level. Again, I'm here, I drop my head. Okay. The same thing is if I'm punching and he starts to shoot, I drop my head. Another way is I push him off center like this. Now I shoot. He shoots in, I stop him. I use my head and shoot. Okay, so using your head is really good even on your knees. We start out here, and it's all based on head control. He goes to take me down. I've got head control. This is easy for me to stop him. Easier now to turn him over. So he's got to get past the head. Same thing, he's on his butt. Okay, he's sitting in. He's trying to sweep me. He's got his head here. Okay, same thing, head up. I get my head sweep. I have head control. He's got to move my head off center line. Now he can start to work his sweeping. Okay, whoa. Okay, so the head is a major portion of the grappling game. So level drop will be the first one we're going to work. So all I'm going to do is as I just drop, he drops with me. So I might fake, just like that. Just going to keep his head in center line. Stand in center line and drop. Good. I'm going to shoot. Yeah, that's it. Hands up. I get him to stand up. I drop. Good. Good. As you can see, I can fake with my head too. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll drop and he'll drop with me. He'll start to stand and I'll continue my shot from here. So level drop is your first one. I'm here, I drop, same thing. Good. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this is, I believe, one of the best footwork drills that you could do because there's no thought process that goes into this. It's all based on reaction, and it's all based on keeping your balance. Puts his forehead in my chest, okay? He bends just like that. Not the top of the head. Why not the top of the head? Because from here, look at, I can move his head. By leaving his forehead in my chest, good. He's leading with his head. Realistically, we never want to lead with the head, but you want to make sure that your shin bone is right under your chest. So every time I squat to shoot, look at, see my chest is right above my knee and my shin. So that's how I'm going to shoot. Okay, I don't want to bend with the straight leg, it's always bend here. Okay, so the same thing. Puts that forehead in. Good. Now, the movements I'm going to use here, I'm going to go lateral, right and left. And I go lateral. And lateral. Good. I step in, he backs up. I back up, he follows. I turn, he stays right in front. Backs up, lateral, keeps me square, backs up, goes back, I turn. You can see where he's not thinking, he's just reacting because his forehead's glued to my chest. Good. Okay, so that is drill number two. Giraffe wrestling will be the third part. Now what this is neck wrestling, head wrestling. It's neck because he's got his head here, and it's head because your forehead stays here. So it's based on sensitivity and it's based on pressure. So when he's here, he's got his forehead here. Okay, we usually will start out like this, forehead to forehead. And what we'll try to do is fake and get our head into this position. Once we're here, we're just going to push. Okay, and he'll try to do the same. He'll drop his hand underneath mine and just brings it here. Notice he's got control, and he's pushing in. He's got me off balance. So right here, for me to switch, number one is I'm going to drop my forehead and keep it under and bring it right in here. He does the same. Quick switch, okay? I do the same. Okay, that's your first switch. The second switch is I'm going to bring my head all the way under and take the other side. I'm going to bring it under his head and bring it under the other side. He does the same. Brings it under and takes it in. I bring mine under and I bring it in here. Brings it under, brings it in. Good. So he's got control. Now I can also use my shoulder and then drop my forehead in. He uses his shoulder and then drops his forehead in. Okay. I just switch it. He switches. I switch. Okay. Anytime you pull away from each other, that's your chance of hitting and causing a cut. So you really want to keep it nice and tight. And when I'm here, I keep the pressure and push him around. So the pressure here is to try to push him. Okay, let's start out here. Okay, he's going to try to switch. So, notice I'm controlling. I'm controlling with my head. Notice the sensitivity. Good. Now we're back to normal. He fakes left to come into the right. Oh, he's in. Now, same thing. We're moving. I switch and get underneath. Good. Okay, so you're actually pushing your partner around with your head. Another thing you're going to do from here is if I have an overhook, the person with their head in has the control. Okay, he can try to throw me or whatever, but with my head here, I'm controlling him from shooting in on me. Now he's going to do the same. He's going to bring his head all the way under, and brings his head up. Who's got control now? He does. So in order to use this, I've got two ways. Bring my head underneath him and bring it up, or he's got it. I'm going to try to pull it and bring it in. But remember, if I lift, he can duck under this. Uh-oh, oh, you're gonna get thrown. So you never wanna lift your arms above shoulder line. Because anytime I do with this head control, anytime I reach over, look at, he's under, he's in. Okay, so the key again is who's ever got head control here has got control. Okay, the only thing you can try to do is pull me and whiz me. See, like that, to get it in. Okay, again, I can pull it and move my head in. That's it, control. Head in, control. Okay, neck control is the second portion to pummeling. Neck control means he's got a hold of my head. Wherever my head goes, my body follows. Therefore, by holding my neck, he's got control. So when he grabs here, there's several different ways I'm going to detach. One thing you want to do is you don't want to grab just the base of the neck, because by grabbing the base, I don't really have control. I want to be able to move his head. So I'm going to, when I collar tie, I want to take these three fingers, this one in specific, and loop it right in this nerve. There's a nerve here, and then I'm going to keep these three here. Keep my elbow, and I'm going to really latch it and grab on here. I'm going to keep it here. So when I grab the neck, I don't just grab to grab, I grab and control. So grab and crunch like this. Because that's what I want, and I want my head in there. All right, so from right here, when he grabs my neck, okay, there's his neck control. All right, so what I really want to do here now, for training, when you're grabbing and drilling these, don't grab 100%. It's going to grab about 50. That way, and make sure your nails are trimmed. Because some people hold, and when you go like this and shuck, you'll get a big, huge gouge. So your nails should be trimmed. So right here. So what he's going to do now, the first one he's going to do is just shuck. It's real simple. You're going to keep his head up and drive his left shoulder forward. Just like that. Now, see what he does? Do it again. See how his head's off me? This is easy for me to take his back. So you want to keep your eyes still on your partner like that. Good. And he's going to switch. Switch. Now some of you are going to try this and not quite get it right off the bat. To make it simple, I grab his neck. He lifts his chin up and puts his shoulder forward into me and drives it forward. Look at it. So he's actually using the head and the shoulder to strip the grip on the neck. Just like that. Okay, now what he'll do is he'll catch it. Just like that. Okay, he'll catch it. Good. Okay, that's your first one. So you're going to shuck and catch. So when he grabs, I shuck it and I catch it. I shuck and I catch. The reason I'm catching is because I'm going to give a little pull and take his back. Okay, so again, grab, shuck and use your shoulder. Good. Number two is shuck and snap. So I grab, he's going to shuck and he's going to take a long arm here and hit the back of the head when he does it. Whang. Because he wants the head to go forward, then he'll go for a head and arm or top headlock like this for his control. Okay. And the same thing here. Okay. So when he grabs, I'm going to slap. It's almost like a cuff. I'm cuffing him in the back of the head. And it's a stiff arm. Again, he grabs. I go here and I stiff arm cuff him so I can come over the top here to control the chin or control the headlock. So for simulation, he's going to hit me, instead of the back of the head, hit me on the shoulder. That's it, just like that. And he's going to try to knock me off balance every time he hits me. Just like that. Good. Good. Okay, that's number two. Number three, same series, is when I grab like this. What he's going to do, he's going to load and grab my neck. Okay. In order for you to strip this one, he's going to pull my head down just the same. So we're 50-50. Now, watch this. When he grabs, see how tight his grip? Pull me in. Pull me in. Good. Now watch this. Watch his grip on my neck. Starts to pull me. And I pull him now. It's not quite as strong. So by me pulling his head, he's got a grip. By me pulling his head here, this loosens this arm up. By loosening this arm, now I'm going to go hip in, step in, and I'm going to use this and bash this straight up in the air and pull his head down. This is so I can take his back. or come in to throw him from here. Okay? So when he goes here, he's going to grab my neck. Now he's going to step into the center and bash slowly, pull me down and bash to take my back. Pulls me in, jams it to take my back. Jam it to take my back. And jam. Okay. So that would fall into the third category of shuck. Again, one is with the head. One more time, just the neck and the grab. Okay? Number two is with the slap and the shuck. Number three is with the tie and the bump. The back, which is, I think, personally one of my favorites and most powerful. So 1, 2, and 3. These are all part of the shuck. This next way to get rid of the neck control is called detachment. And what we're going to do now when I bring Jeremy in is when I grab his neck, there's two versions. Number one is when I collar tie here, again, 3 fingers are grabbing. As I'm grabbing him, he's going to take his 3 fingers and grab my wrist. Okay, and again, as he's grabbing, if he lifts his elbow up high here, that's not good because I can duck under and throw him. So he doesn't want to reach up. He wants to keep his elbow down, and he's going to pull my hand out the length of his shoulder and then down. Okay? Okay? Only 3 fingers are needed to do this. Okay, so 3 fingers. So when he grabs, I'm going to take 3 fingers and just pull it off and down. Just like this. Don't reach up. He could duck under. Okay? So when I go, I just take 3 and take it off like that. Okay, now once you do this, this will give you the arm drag to take the body control. Don't reach up, keep those elbows tight. Next one is taking this and shoving it cross center line into my face. Just like that. That would give you a high crotch. Oh, like that. For a single. Come back. So for this drill, as he grabs my neck, I step and just jam it in. He comes up. I step and jam. Step and jam. Step and jam. Just across like that. That's it. Good. And detach sideways. And push it in. That's it. And push it in. Good. So these are 2 other releases we're going to use to get rid of the neck control. Again, these are detachments. Okay, your next pummeling will be your chest. Chest is when the bodies are real close. And the key on this is for your throwing and your tackling. So when Jeremy comes in here, we're going to start from what we call collar, elbow tie. Collar, elbow tie. Realistically, you're not going to fight here, but you'll end up in this position a lot. Or we call 50-50 tie. You will end up in this position a lot. If he kicks me, I shoot in, look where I end up. If he punches me, boom, I'll end up in this position all the time. You watch any no-holds-barred fight, you'll see that 3/4 of most people will end up in this position at some time, even boxing as a transition. His hand might be around my waist or it might be on my bicep. It might be here. So you'll still end up in this position, and this is where we're going to be fighting to get in. As a boxer, his objective here, because I can punch, would be to have his hands on my biceps or my triceps, like that, with his elbows in. I call this steering wheel control. Okay, and it's called monkey grip. And this is real important because when he clinches with me, he's blocking, look, he wants to control. This is easy for him to steer me in the direction he wants to so he can tackle. Okay, so now, in this position, again, we'll go here or we'll start out here. Just for the reference for the drill, we're going to start out collar elbow tie. Okay, real simple. I'm going to take my pinky and jam it through the armpit. As I do that, I bring my left pec to his left pec. And he does the same, left pinky through the armpit. And as I do this right now, go back. I'm going to keep my right leg forward, so not to confuse anybody, but we're just going to get what we call the weave in. And weave it in, and weave it. Okay? Just for the movement and the motion to ingrain the muscle memory, we just go nice and slow, and we're just weaving. It's like we're swimming. Okay, look at, he keeps going in the air. Okay, and notice that's how he swims. That's why he's never ever won a race. Never, because he swims like that. Okay, so when you go, you want to bring it in and bring it in. It's just like an overhand swim. Okay, so this is nice and light. Okay, so your first pummel we're doing, start out again. Oops, we messed up. We come back, we go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Good. That's nice and light. Number 2 is hard. So what we're doing now is we're going for the grind, we're going for the burn, going for the muscle memory and the burn for the muscle, so we go hard. Good, okay. So this is hard. This is to get the real feel of the grind, because this is what it's going to be like, for real. Okay, the third drill is mixing 1 and 2 and adding the footwork. Okay, so we go here. We go. We bring it in and we switch our feet. And we go faster. Okay, keep our legs still and we just swim it. Fast. Drill 1. Drill 2. Drill 3. Drill 1. Drill 2. Drill 3. Good. Okay. That's called pummeling, chest pummeling. And the key you're doing this is for when he comes in to tackle. Boom, I come in. So we're going to be weaving to get inside control and fighting. As soon as he goes for the bear hug, boom, I want to get in, he wants to pummel in. So we're consistently fighting to get inside control. And I'm going to be pulling his lat and winding and pulling, lifting, okay, and pulling, or pulling this down and pushing and throwing. And fighting to get in to the inside control. For a belly to belly, belly to side, or belly to back position. For Greco style or upper body wrestling, you want to get your hips in. So in this position, if we're out here, if we're hand fighting, I don't want to try to get a bear hug position with my hips back. I've got to walk with my hips in. So for fighting, if I was to kick and I want to get in, I go boom, and I get my hips in, now I'm in. I've only got to be careful of my head because it could turn in headlock. Boom, like that. So when I'm in, I've got to be able to drop. He goes to spin and headlock me. I want to be able to drop my hips and be able to step to throw. So your level drop is really, really important. Now, when he's out here and he starts to shoot, if he's a good wrestler, he's not going to shoot with his arms wide. But in vale tudo, when someone's shooting on you, he's in desperation usually. So if I kick him and hit him, bang, he's going to shoot in wide. I just pick him up. And this is where the whole upper body game begins. And this is where all the pummeling and all your clinch work starts out, okay? Because what I want to do is get my hands together and start getting his hips in. I would be either real high on him, or I would be really low on his hips. Sometimes I fake like I'm going to lift and then I suck his hips in. Sometimes I go here and he hips back, so I come up high. Okay, I just have to be careful again of my head because my head's really high. Get ready to drop my hips. And you can see by dropping, what I've got set up right now would be a back throw. Big step and then back. Okay. So when he's shooting, again, like I said, if he's a good wrestler, if he's shooting, his arms are going to be in. So you would block with your forearm across like this. If he starts to shoot, see the forearm stops him here. Okay, and he keeps coming. And now I insert inside here. Oh, I'm in. And then we go for the full work from here. Okay? If I'm not, if he's punching, and I decide to shoot in wide, he just drops and double underhooks. Boom, and picks me right up. Look where he's at. Oh, he's already on my side or my back. The only danger on that is by drop, and picks me up, is his head. See how he sagged his head there? That would prevent him from getting thrown. So again, the key now is to either, as he shoots, he starts to shoot, boom, to forearm block and bring inside, or he shoots in, just drop and pick him up, okay? And I would start to step here immediately to take his back. He's gonna probably double over a hook like that, most likely, or he would probably try to whiz me, like that. Okay. Next is neck pummeling into bicep. Because he's grabbing my neck, trying to grab or hit me, so I've got to control his biceps. Jeremy walks in, grabs my neck. I control the bicep immediately, so I'm actually grabbing, intercepting as he's coming in. He reaches up, I intercept, he reaches up, I intercept. Grabs my neck, I reach inside and come into the bicep control. I pull and then I go to the bicep. Okay, this is my steering wheel. I don't personally like, some people like to have the hands here like this, the thumbs in. I don't know if I really prefer, I guess I do both, but I will control this way, here, or I will control here, or sometimes I control here, because you can kind of step and steer your partner, okay, and snap them and push them. Okay, so what I do here is when we start coming in, I control the biceps, I get my bicep, and I keep my head in again. From right here, what I'm going to do, there's three things. Number one is I'm going to pop this. So it's usually because he's pushing into me. Now as he's pushing in, what I do is I bounce, we call touch and go. I drop to my knee and I lift this up over my head and take his back. So what this is for is to just drop, go ahead, drop. He controls and drops, takes my back, bang, just to take the back, okay? So when I do this here, is I'm pushing here, my head's here, and I just drop, lift and take his back. Okay, same thing on the other side, drop, take his back. So this is called popping. Takes inside control, fighting inside, and go. Oh, that's it. Same thing, control. Okay. So the drill is I'm coming up to grab, and he's going to intercept my biceps right off the bat. Look at the head control. Watch when his head's up. My head's in. He goes to pop. It would be harder. So by having his head in, he's got control and he's got the biceps, okay? All right, and this is also harder for me to hit him. Now he just pops and that's it, takes the back. Same on the other side. Push. That's it. So as a coach, you want to kind of come in to grab your partner and he's just going to intercept you halfway through. And he's pushing into me. He pops, takes it back. Good. Same thing, come in, and boom. Okay, same thing. Good. And comes in, go. Okay, so number one is called pop. Number two is called pin. So what I'm going to do from right here is I take this, and sometimes I try to pop it, but he'll bring his elbow back. By bringing his elbow back and down, so I try to pop it up and I try to lift it, but I can't. So I pin it in here and I'm going to slide this arm through and I'm going to bring this up and just step it to here. This will stay nice and tight. Does the other side. Same thing. I'm going to pin it in and step to get the position. I'm taking this position now. I'm going to pin the arm, slide this all the way through, bring it up and keep this nice and tight because this will be my breakdown right here. Okay. So again from here, I pin it, pin this in, slide the arm through, keep it here, and bring it up to here. This is on the floating rib, and he should make a noise when you pull. Okay. So again, I pin this because I tried to pop and I can't. He brings it in, I pin it, and I take it to here. This will also allow you to spin to their back, okay, for what we call seatbelt control. Okay, so from right here, he tries to pop. I keep it tight, he pins it and slides and goes to the bear hug. Notice here, he's going to grab his wrist, bring his elbows back to his side. Okay, blocks my legs, keeps his hips lower than my hips. Because if his hips are a little higher, this is easy for me to leg trip here or leg trip here to take down. Okay. So again, pushing in, pins it, and takes my side. Anytime from here, he can slip to the seat belt. With the elbow control, notice where his head is, and the hip control. He can take my back with one arm in, take my back, grab his hands, keep my arm in, go bear hug, see? Or he can take my back with no arms in, okay? Which is just as hard to escape, right? So, he's gonna take it and pin my arm and trap my arms back to my side. Okay. Notice I would probably end up getting thrown on my head on my right side because I don't have anything blocking. Okay? Or probably back over on my left shoulder, either way. Okay? So pin. Switch. Switch. So that's number 2. It's called pinning. Okay, so the next one is called passing. In passing, I'm going to pass the arm by either dragging it or pushing the elbow. So when I have the bicep control here, I'm going to either take it, I'm going to bring this hand down, and I'm going to place this. And when I do it, if I just drag the elbow, sometimes it's okay, but look how long it takes his body to go. Whereas opposed to the shoulder, his whole body comes to me. So when I take this one, I'm going to place it down. I'm going to punch this hand through real fast and uppercut it. Take his back real quick. So I'm going to go to the other side, same thing. Okay, from right here, I'm going to grab his shoulder, punch his up, and bring it down and pass, and take his back. Notice the arms already blocked. You can see where I'm going to throw him this way, or a step to back throw. Okay. Again, so he reaches, grabs me, grabs, okay, take it down, bring it and pass it, and goes the other side. Take it here, punch and pass. Okay, the other way is I go like this. I go like this and I try to go here and I can't pull it, so I just push it. And I do the same thing. I do the same on the other side. I try to pass, but I can't, so I shove it back. Because sometimes from here, when I bring the elbow, see how it starts to come back? His elbow starts to come back, I just push this. But if he pulls it back real hard, I push the other side and it gives me my way in. And the same thing, if I drag this here, he brings it back, I re-drag the other side. And if I drag this, he pulls it back, I shove the other side. So I can go either way, I can mix it up. So on this one now, when he controls my biceps, he's going to arm drag and take my back on my body. I'm going to give it to him. And same thing, he's going to push the elbow, push it. Good. See how that opens? Because sometimes when they reach up to control, I'll push it off. He does it again, I'll pull it down, maybe reaches around, I'll block and push it. He grabs my body, I block, I push the elbow to get the back. Take the bicep control. Brings it down, drags it. Key on this, look at his elbow. If it's open here, open it up wide. Pull. I have a re-drag. Okay. As soon as he pulls, uses his weight, pulls my arm. I like to focal point the floor more so when you're pulling up, and coming down, and it gives you the back more. So for training, you have pull behind you, and pull towards the floor. Like that gives you the back. Same thing, pull towards the floor. So he uses it either way. And the hand, the faster it punches and retracts, the faster he gets the arm drag. So again, from right here, the faster this hand doesn't reach, but it punches. Controlling. That's it. Faster arm punch. And push. Double push. Again, the key is this. Puts his hand on me. Okay. Puts his hand on me. Puts his hand on me. Bicep. Come out. So you control the bicep. Come out to the wrist. Control the bicep. Hold me. come out to the wrist, clear it, and punch it. Grabs, bicep, wrist, control. Okay. And the other is I could go here, see how he's pulling it, and then push it across center line. Push, and opposite. Slow motion. Pull, push. And sometimes right from here, even though we were here, I just push his elbow. Go here, push, push. Okay. And it's good for door control too. If you're walking someone out the door, it's time to go, you control their elbow. Okay, control the wrist, control the elbow. Okay. If he shoves my elbow, I can return it like that. Do it again. You go over and return it, or go under, and return it. Go, push. I can wipe it and return. Do it again. I wipe it and return, or if he shoves it up, I go under and return it. Okay? So these are ways you could strip the elbow. And also, if he arm drags me, okay, I can step wide and clear the space. He does it again. I can re-drag and take his back. He does it again. I bring my head in and take his hip and take the seat belt. Again. Again. Clear your hips. Elbow block. Elbow block. Re-drag. Hip movement. Hip. Forearm. Re-drag. Head. In. These are all counters to the arm drag. Okay, the last pummeling exercise in what we call non-contested is the wrist pummeling. And this is because it's all based on your wrist control. Grips, handles, they're all important in judo as well as wrestling and vale-tudo. I'm going to control his wrist whenever I possibly can so he can't hit me and so I can move his hands wherever I can. So in a lot of positions, Jeremy, when I'm in a, for instance, if I'm here and I have an overhook, we're fighting right now, not only for the head control, but we're going to be fighting for that. I'm really fighting for that wrist or that bicep, more so the wrist. He can't punch me with that there. So I'm going to really try to control that. And I can also use it to open him up. So at any time here, so when we have the wrist, he's going to control, I'm going to control. So we're going to call wrist wrestling or fighting for the wrist here. So we're consistently fighting. Okay, so now let me just show you a couple ways to strip the grip. Number one is he's got it here, so I'm going to use my shin real quick. The only problem is if I lift it and he catches it, he's got my leg. So when he's got my wrist, it's got to be real fast to strip. Okay, so I've got his wrist, he brings his knee up and just brings it down. Good, it's real fast. Do it again. Good. Again. See, that's what you don't want, the guy catching it. Okay, so he's going to just pick it up and strip it. Pick it up and strip it. Good. Number two, he grabs. I'm going to roll my wrist one way or I roll it the other way. So I just circle it. So I grab him, he circles it. Okay, so we have wrist circles. He goes one way like that. We're fighting for the grip. Okay. Okay, don't let me control. Don't let me have double control. That's it. Notice, see this? I go one way or I go the other way. That's it. So we're fighting for the wrist control. Okay, and this is just a good drill to teach you how to get rid of the grip. See how I keep moving? So I can keep moving my hand around in a circle. Grab. See how I control. I beat it. I beat the circle. Okay. Okay, so we're fighting. Notice this. I use my cross grip, block it, take it off and grab. Okay, so he strips it like that. So strip. Okay, good. We're fighting for the grip. Okay, now watch this. He grabs my wrist. Sorry, one more time. He's got my wrist. I lift my hand up and I pop it off. Or I can loop it this way. Loops it over. So we're fighting for the grip. So a lot of times I might have the over or the underhook here, and we're gonna be fighting for this grip here. Because now he can lift and knee me. He can knee me. Ooh. So we're fighting for this grip. And I also maybe using the elbow here. Punch me. Okay. See that? To use the knee. And I can come back down to here. This is good because now I can drag and take it across. Okay. So the wrist control. Now the wrist control is also used when he's on his back. Okay. I'm in his guard. He's got my wrists. Okay. He would tuck one wrist, tuck one, and bring it across, and he could go into an arm lock. Okay. This would also be used because of punching purposes. I can punch him. Now, another reason he'd be using this, he tucks one, he triangles me, tucks it into my chest, brings his leg over, and works a triangle. Okay. And the same thing here, I want to control his wrist. So I'm working for the control. Once I can control his wrist, sometimes what I'll do is I will lift it, lift his hips and control and bring it under. This is good for punching. He blocks, I put this down, I lift this up, I've got control here. Okay. So wrist control is really important. And you don't realize it unless somebody actually starts grabbing your hands. It's also good for him to control my wrists when I mount it, like this. Because now he can place my hands this way and bridge me the other way. Okay. Now he's got control of my wrists here. Okay. Now I need to control. I don't want him to control my wrists. I don't want that control. Okay. So I've got to strip the grip. Another way is here. I'm going to control his wrists. Okay. He stands up. Okay, I want to control this way, or I want to control this way. He starts to pull it out. I'll go 2-on-1. And here. So these are all different ways you can actually control the wrist and not allow him to punch you. Okay, and at the same time, he can change his grip and get a hold of my wrist and go here. Oh, so I've got a defense. And he can punch. Okay, so the grip, as you can see, is really, really important. So you're going to drill it by just attempting to take it from here. But at any time, I may go under, but he's got control of my wrist. I take it off and control his neck. See? So I want to pull it off, maybe control the wrist. So we're fighting. And I can also wipe it off and grab, cross grab like that, grab here, or switch a grip to here because I might drag it. So I might take it down, or I might take it up. If he grabs my hands here like this, all I do is I just place one hand on my pants and I can drag it. Again, place the hand in the pants, drag it. If I control his wrist, I can do the same thing. Place the hand, I can put it right in my pants pocket, reach under and drag. Grabs my wrist, same thing. I grab his wrist, same thing. Okay, I control his hand low, same thing. Drag it. I also go the reverse grip here. Put it down and drag it. So it's real important that we control the wrist in part of the wrestling game and hand fighting game. Okay, these are all known as non-contested positions. Again, we start with head pummeling, neck pummeling, chest pummeling, bicep pummeling, and then wrist pummeling. All these will come together now and we'll do contested pummeling, hand fighting. Okay, this portion is hand fighting. This is one of the most important parts to your grappling game. You can do all your shooting, you can do everything, but the hand fighting gets your sensitivity high, and what you're going to do now is combine everything. You're going to combine your head pummeling, your neck pummeling, your chest pummeling, your bicep and your wrist pummeling. Everything's going to come together. This is your play. Without play, you don't have tool development. Tool development comes from playing. And you'll also establish your game that way. So this is a vital, important part of your grappling standing training, as well as on the ground. Okay, so what we do is we always just shake, and for starting, we just start playing a little bit. You can pick it up as time goes on, and usually if he catches me, then I'll start picking up, trying to get him back. So maybe I might try to get his neck right off the bat, like this. So we start drilling nice and light. There's not much strength to use. It's all basically technique. The main thing is I don't want him to drag me and take me sideways like this because he'll get my back or whatever. So I always square back up. Okay. And same thing on here. Boom. Look at, I'll be taking this. Might be reaching in. Good. Taking position. Head control. Head control. Oh. Taking it out. So I might be trying to drag it. Come up to the plum. Okay. Taking it in. Controlling. You can add in here, once we get in, you can add a knee pick. You can push him, ankle pick. Okay. You can mix some of the stuff up. You can actually add some of the leg stuff. Okay, but what we try to do is really develop the hands and the sensitivity for the controlling and the grabbing and the getting in. Because you really sometimes don't know what a person will do until you start playing. Some people naturally are strong and have a good defense system. They'll hold you in a position you're getting really stuck in, or maybe it's a little obscure, so you have to kind of find a way to get out of each position. Watch when he grabs my head, I already defended. So if he reaches up, I'm already defending my neck with my grab. Like that, I'm already defending with my shoulder, and then he can't really grab it.
Why do I refuse to hear your voice? 'Cause what you said to me gives me no choice. If I could only make you feel the way I do, I'm ripping out my skin to get at you. Yeah, I'm taking promises. This is what you did to me. You said that you never did. Promise me this time. Now we've been falling, and I know it's not the same. I've been trying so hard to play this game. I don't think that's even good. I've been lying to myself, 'cause it's over now. Should you never miss me? Got the calling too. Why would you cry just the way I do? If I could only force you the way I do, I'm ripping out your skin to get at you. Yeah, empty dreams and promises. This is what you did to me. You said that you never did. Promise me this time. Now we've been falling, and I know it's not the same. I've been trying so hard to play this game. I don't think that you even care. I've been lying to myself, 'cause it's over now. We've been falling, and I know it's not the same. I've been trying so hard to play this game. We've been falling, and I know it's not the same. I've been lying to myself. We've been falling, and I know it's not the same. I've been trying so hard to play this game. I don't think that she even cares. I've been lying to myself. Have you all work out? I've been lying to myself. Have you all work out? But it's over
Okay, the next three drills are considered seal control, also known as watertight drills. The objective with this is not to let any water in any of the holes here. So I'm going to defend. I'm going to be defending my legs and inside, and my neck and my elbows are in here. So when he's here and I'm behind him, it almost appears as though we're playing basketball. He's going to bend his knees and stay kind of crouched forward a little bit, okay? Because I don't want him to have a balance off. So he's going to kind of hunch forward a little bit and just defend here. So what I'm trying to do is reach in. If I get a hold of his hip, he just uses his forearm and strips it off. See, like that. Or he can use his hand the same way to take it off. Okay, the same thing if I grab his leg or I grab his shin. Okay, same thing here, or I grab his shin. Okay, if I start reaching on the inside, he defends inside. Okay, so you're just taking everything off. If I start to get, watch, let me in. If I start to get this in here, he's going to take it out. He does not want me inside, because when I get inside, I can control and I have a grip on him. Don't let them have the grip. If I'm reaching up, keep your chin down, put your hand inside, put your other hand in, and lift your hand up over your head, like that. Okay, so this drill, he just stays here, and I don't go fast. What happens is a lot of people think they're going to catch someone by going real fast, and they go like this. Well, that's great, but you don't have anything. Grab something. Once you get it, you're really trying to work it in. So you're not really going fast. I mean, I could fake a little bit, but I don't have to go fast. I'm trying to develop his game. I, right now, am the coach. So if you're doing this with your buddy, what are you trying to do? You're not helping him. You're just showing him how many times you can tap him, but you're not really trying to grab him. Try to get a hold of the shin. Grab the hip. Okay, take it off, good. Let him in, and then take it out. Always give him your back, don't just face him. Obviously you can step away and face me. Oh, good, and come back. Okay, what this is for is if I drag him and get to his back, look at, if he doesn't even let me have anything, or even if I do, he could strip this off right off the bat. I don't have anything, he can spin out. Oh. So anytime he drags me, starts to take my back, look at him already clearing my back. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is he's seated. Okay, now, preference for me, I like to open the legs up, okay, and kind of sit forward here, right? You might end up in this position, you might not, it doesn't matter. This is a drill, so it doesn't really matter. So he keeps it tight. See how I off balance, and he's just posting momentarily, but I want to get that arm. See how I take it off. Some people keep their weight on you. Put it over your head. Just defend. Sit over your head. Okay, that's number two. Third drill is on his knees, hands and knees. If you say, well, I would never do this position, you know what? You've never grappled before, because you'll be in this position momentarily, transitionary, once in a while. I wouldn't suggest that you stay here, but you will end up here if you shot a double and you failed, or if you're on your back, you're a crossbody, I was on top, you shot up, you're going to end up in this position. So the key is not to let them in the three holes. 1, 2, 3 is back here. So you really want to just start defending here, okay? And what's your other key? Just your base, okay? So don't get turned over. If you do happen to fall, come right back up. Thanks, he's back up onto his knees. Good, watch this. See, don't let my hooks in. And shoulder shrug one at a time. Good. Drill number 3. Okay, this is another pummeling drill you're going to do, and it's leg pummeling, and that's when somebody gets your back and gets their hooks in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stay in a quarter position. He's going to get his hooks in. I'm going to take his legs out of play. Then it's easy to turn him over. So if I'm in quarter position and my partner happens to get his hooks in. Okay, for this drill, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to stay and post on my hands and keep my weight on my head. Okay, so for right now, I can post up
or I can stay down. If I stay down, it's all about keeping my base. So I'm just gonna bring my leg back and bring it back in. Leg back and bring it back in. He re-pummels. Leg back and in, back and in. So turn. From right here, leg back, out and in, out and in. Comes back in. One more time. Leg out and in, out and in. Comes back in. High post high. Same thing. Out and in and out and in. Now, usually when I do this, I come up, I post out, and then out and in. Now look where he's at. I hook and drive. Then come on top. Secondly, he's on my back. Now, I try to do this, but he claps his feet together, so I can't take this out. Okay, so, again, I try to do this, but he keeps his feet together, so I get here, and I can't get it out. Now, what am I gonna do? So, right from now, I'm going to try to do it again. I'm going to bring it out and bring it to the outside of this foot. Bring this from here, come up, bring it out and bring it into here. Grab his leg, pull his leg down to the side. He holds me, stays on top. Now from right here, I reach up and I grab and pull this in. I post my leg high. I start to shimmy my back, push, pull his head down. And head up and pass him, and come out on top. All right, again. So he's on. He's got his hooks in. Again, I try to come up. I try to walk out. It's not working. I grab his leg. As I grab his leg, I pull his body to the side. Okay, I reach up. Notice I switch from here to here. Grab his arm. Drag him here. He still has my back. I have to be careful. Lift this up. Open, head up. And start to pull and square back up here. Good. Okay. If the legs open up, you'll come up on top. If not, you'll end up in the guard. All right, so I'm on his back. My hooks are in. I'm riding him here. Or I'm trying to choke. Keep in on your hands. Good. He tries to bring his legs up. Okay. Now, turn sideways. From right here. Tries to pummel up, but I clap my feet. I clap him, so I keep him here. Now what he does is he just reaches back, pulls my knee to the side, pull it down. See, keeps his base, does not let me turn him. Now switches his hands and reaches up and grabs the elbow and pulls it in. Doesn't fall over with me, keeps his leg high, left leg out straight. Right knee down, left leg out straight. Lifts his head up and grabs the top of my head and pulls head up, driving and oh. Okay. Again. Let's turn this way. My hooks are in. So right from here, I'm trying to defend, trying to break him down. Okay, he tries to pummel up, but I just stay tight. I stay real tight on him. So what he does now is he reaches up and grabs my knee, pulls my knee down, boom. Now right from here, let's say I fell to my side. He's just gonna reach up, lifts that leg out even farther out, so I can't break his base. Grabs my head, holds my knee, hold it, cup it, pull it into you, pulls it in, lifts his head up, drives into me. Oh, too fast. And take the person off the back. Okay. One more time from this bit. Right, so I'm here, boom, he's defending. Okay, right away, he tries to get the feet out. He's got a foot out, he's got a foot out. From right here, he just pops up, tripods, and bounces. Look where I fall. Okay. Second version, I'm hooked in. I'm trying to break his base, I break it, he's popping up. Okay, from right here, he grabs my knee. And pulls me to the side, okay? Let's say I post. Let's say I'm here and I post out. Okay, now he switches his hands, sucks it in, head up, grabs my head, steps that leg up, keeps his hips square, squares up, Careful here so I don't do the arm lock.
And squares up. Oh. Squares up.